Assalamu alaikum friends. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I'm CodeCracker. Today we are going to start our journey of 0 to 100% of C++ program. In this code, we are going to discuss about the C++ programming and everything that should be involved in the C++ programming is going to be get known by you. So first of all, we have to say I will describe what in this code we are going to learn. We are going to learn about the C++ concepts, like C++ programming concept from the beginner to advanced level. This is called for the beginner level to advanced level, and you will able to understand everything that is related to C++. In this first video, I'm giving you an intro, which IDE we are going to use, and which what is C++, who developed the C++. In this first video, we're going to discuss about the introduction to the C++ language, and coming video, we are going to discuss about the C++ language concept and their code also. Okay, let's start it. This course we are going to discuss about in this video, sorry, we are going to discuss about the basic features and application that is involved in the C++ programming. So in C++ programming, what is C++ programming? C++ programming is general purpose high programming language. What is hyper programming language? Basically, programming language means that is language that is easily understandable by the human, that human can easily understand and work on the C++ programming. It is easy and simple also as compared to the other languages. Basically, this C++ language is developed by Bajan Strups in 1979 at Bell Lab. He make the extension of C. First it is a C, then it make the extension of C++ language. And he is a Danish scientist. He have also given award of IEEE Pioneer Award. And in this C++, we will learn about the object-oriented programming. What is object-oriented programming? We are going to discuss on coming videos what is object-oriented programming, what is OOP concept, everything we are going to discuss in this course, and it is very easy and for beginner level. Basically, object-oriented programming language is work on the classes and object that make our computer, that make our program is simple and easy and effective and efficient. Basically, C++ programming basically used in the different types of work like system programming, game development, AI, embedding system. Game development is used in game development because it is the fastest language than as compared to other languages, like it is faster than the Python. Basically, in this language, we are going to discuss about the OOP and every concept that related to C++ language is going to discuss in this course. And it's also work in AI, but it's not as common as the Python. But Python is more advanced form of AI. Is used in AI, but C++ is also used in AI and for embedding system like making a vectors for the some other reasons we use the embedding systems like in vectors in the RAG architecture and fine tuning architecture. Key characteristics of C++. I'm going to tell you about the characteristics of C++. The main benefits of using the C++ is that it has a paradigm. Support procedural operating and function programming. It has multi-paradigm. It's mean it have object-oriented programmings and functional programming. Basically, it work like it make it simple and easy to understand by some for everyone by using the object-oriented programming, using classes and objects and functions that make it more easy and efficient. And it also make faster execute time and faster and efficient. This C++ language is faster and efficient, and it provide the result faster than other programming language. Has been compared with the Python or some other language, it is faster than it. Even he is the even this language is older language than the other language, but it is faster than other languages also. Fast and efficient language. Why it is a fast and efficient language? Because it is fast and efficient language because it have memory management. It has good memory management. It is direct memory management and minimal runtime. Probabilities of C++ language that it's work on a different operating system. You can run your program on different operating system like Mac, Linux, Windows. It is compatible to every operating system. And the scalability, it's used for small scripted and also used for large enterprises application that we make the large enterprises application, basically most commonly used in the game development, where the large scale of enterprises application is known as game, that is is also used in game development and community support. It has very wide community support. You can it has very wide community support. Well spotted language. You can check it out from everywhere. Can get the very large and wide support from community and something like this. C++ features that involve in the C++ programming. These features involved has object-oriented programming. The main concept in this video, in this course, we are going to discuss about the object-oriented programming language. This is a main concept. Without object-oriented programming language, you can run your code, but it is not more efficient than the without using object-oriented programming language, and it is not such good code that without object-oriented programming. And this C++ language has high performance and efficiency, and it has good memory management and multi-threading supports. Let's discuss about the what is object-oriented programming language. In coming video, we are going to also know about the what is object-oriented programming language. There are four main basics of object-oriented programming that we can going to cover in this coming videos. And the encapsulation, it's used data, use private public specifier that can all add using the classes that allow the user to access the public and private members. We are going to don't worry about this. If you don't able to understand what is encapsulation, in coming video we are going to write a code of that encapsulation, inheritance and pluralism and abstraction. You are going to um, know about the what is encapsulation. After seeing this, seeing the coming video, you will able to understand the encapsulation, inheritance and pluralism concept. Inheritance is using or reusing extending existing code. It using the calling the basically it's using in function is using functions and classes to call a function by itself. And polymorphism is use a multi form of function that are able to call the different form of functions in the in the classes. Abstract hiding, it is basically hiding a details for the user. Even only the necessary details can be accessed. It's like abstraction. You don't worry about this. What is OOP? It will be very difficult for you to understand OOP right now because you have not concept about the OOP. But in coming video, we are going to discuss about the OOP. We are going to start our OOP. A OOP has everything, and we are going to discuss about in the OOP everything, classes, objects, and everything, and private members and public members. Everything we are going to discuss in these OOP concepts. And the other thing that work is that this language is performance is efficient. It is more efficient the other language as we compare the runtime and execution time of Python with the C++. The C++ is more faster than the Python. But Python has very good libraries, but it don't depend. It is a little bit slower than other languages. But C++ is the fast and efficient language, and that's why it is basically used in game development. We use C++ in game development that help to execute, use the character movement very fast and effective ways. It is have very improved efficiency than other compared to other languages because it work directly to the hardware. Like we can say simply target the hardware and we can run the code, but it directly targeted to the hardware. It has not intermediate that can first if you will run code it passed to the intermediate. It should not happen in the C++ language. It's directly connected to with the hardware. It directly communicate to hardware and give responses according to the hardware what we are going to say to the hardware and what hardware is going to respond. Everything is that is involved is directly to the hardware. Memory management, the main thing that is involved in the um, memory management system in the C++ language. The management of memory that is available in C++ is very effective and very good management system here. We can allocate the memory, we can free the memory. If we want to free the memory, we can also free the memory by using different stacks, queue. But we are not discussing the DSA here. And coming the course, and we will launch another course that is for DSA. I will explain what is the stack and queue. It is a different algorithms that we are going to discuss about the DSA. But in this case, in this course, we are not going to discuss about the DSA. And we can in memory management system we work that we can allocate the memory for a specific data, specific variables, and we can delete the memory from the specific data, specific variables that make it more efficient memory that don't consume the lot of memory. It We can use that memory only. We can use that memory that we are going to do. We're going to work with it. Only we are going to use that memory, and that's why its memory management is very quite impressive than other languages. Multi-threading support. The main purpose of this uh, C++ language, it support the multi-threading sports. What is a multi-threading sport? We can run the multiple tasks using a C++ language. It can able to execute a multiple tasks at the same time, and that's why it has multi-threading sports that can run the multiple tasks at the same time. The CPU utilization is more efficient, and if we even we run the multiple tasks, but even that faster than other language, and help parallel processing. We can do a parallel processing. We can do the same task at the same time, and that make improve the speed, and that make the performance of that task. To run the C++ language, we use a different IDs. What is ID? ID is the integrated environment that where we're going to run our code, and the code going to execute at that place. And in this idea, we're going to install the C++ compiler, and after that, we are going to run the C++ program. There is some ID that a pre-built C++ are installed, but there is some ID we have to install the C++ here, so we can run the C++ code in the ID. Basically, Visual Studio is the ID where we have to uh, yeah, install the C++ for running a C++ code. But in this course, we are going to use the Dev C++ because it is more good to learn and develop Dev C++, because if we start from the Visual Studio, it may difficult for to run the Visual Studio for a beginner. So that's why we are going to use a Dev C++ that help to only run a C++ program. But Visual Studio is much good than the Dev C++. In Visual Studio, we can run different languages, but we are going to use here Dev C++ because I want to make this course easy and simple for you, so you can easily understand and run your C++ program. In installing a C++ compiler, we can install a C++ compiler in different operating system. I have already mentioned that is available in every operating system. We can use it in a different types of operating system. For Windows, we can use a WinGW and Visual Studio and Dev C++. And this course, we are going to use the Dev C++. I will give you full introduction of installation. I will provide a link of installation of C++ and description, so you can simply click on the link and install the dev C++ and run their code in the dev C++ and perform the code execution. Mac OS. In Mac OS, we can use a CLang that help to run the C++ code. And Linux, we can use GCC, GNU compiler collection that help to run the C++ code. So that's why we know that it's a very compatible to other operating language. Oh, sorry, or the other operating system choosing IDE. In this course, we are going to choose the Dev C Plus because it's easy and simple. You can use Visual Studio, Core Block, Turbo C Plus. You can choose any types of ID. It's depend upon you. But I will prefer you can use Dev C Plus Plus. If you are beginner, you can use Dev C Plus Plus. If you have some programming languages, you can go from Visual Studio or some other tools. But if you are beginner, use the Dev C Plus Plus because it is very simple for you for the beginner. But if you have a knowledge of coding, you can use the Visual Studio also. It's depend upon you. I will not strict you. You can use the Dev C++. It's your choice. What ID you want to use, you can use it there. Running C++ program. This is a basic C++ program. You can see in my screen. This is a basic hello world C++ program that basically help to print out the hello world on the screen. It is a very simple and very short C++ program that is able to print out the hello world on the screen. Basically, first line that say that hashtag include iostring. It is a library There are different types of libraries. We are going to discuss about the libraries also. What are the libraries? There are pre-built libraries and user-built libraries. You can use a different library. This is a pre-built library that is hashtag include iostream that help to perform the input and output operations in the code. And using name std is that we can use the cout command without writing std colon colon, and that's why we use using namespace std. Cout is a basic command that used to print out the message on the screen. Int main is a main function where our code is written, our body of code is going to be written in the int main function. Cout that print the message, print the string on the screen, print the letter, everything which should be printed by the cout command, cout function that help to print out the message, the string, the alphabet, letter, word, numbers by using the cout command. Okay, application of C++ language, there are different application that we can use that C++ is going to be used. Basic There's some application that I have made in this slide that I am going to show in this slide is the game development. C++ is most common used in game development. I've also mentioned it earlier that C++ used in game development very much because it is faster and efficient to other comparing other languages. That why it's also used to build the operating systems, Windows, Linux, some operating system software, something like this. And he also used for the embedding system for the using a robotics, senses, and IoTs, and embedding system that uses vectors. That is for the AI trainings or something like RAG architecture fine tuning, where we use the vectors and compare the vectors by some large language models. It's used in embedding system also. Finance banking, it use also has financing, banking, trading application to make a trade application. It's also used in artificial intelligence, but it most commonly not used in artificial intelligence, but it have some uses of artificial intelligence in the C++. The most common artificial intelligence that is more effective in the Python. We can use the Python for artificial intelligence that is more better than the C++ for the artificial intelligence, but C++ has much benefit than the Python. It is a faster and it can have some interesting libraries. Also, Python has also has interesting library, but C++ has also have a interesting libraries. Summary in the last slide, we are going to discuss about the summary. What is some C++ is a powerful versatile language. It is a powerful language as compared to other language, and it has for the multi-programming paradigm, for the multi-threading, multiple tasks at the same time, has higher performance, has higher efficient than other manual memory. What means of manual memory? Manual memory means that we can get the access of it's mean the provide a manual memory management. It mean had have a manual memory management that we can access the memory management. We can perform the function related to the memory. We can target the memory and perform the function if we want to allocate the memory or delete the memory, or using a specific memory location for the specific target, specific data, specific variables that is used in the C++ language. Which have, we can directly target the manual memories. It's some important feature that OOP is the main concept of that that involved in this language. That it has OOP, that a class is an object that make it simple and easier for the other for the programmers to. If a programmer check out its code again, what he write, he can easily understand oops by using OOP, you can easily understand which class is performing which task, which function is which task is performing which function, and a steel template that make our code simple and easy and make that reduce the size of code and template. We can use the templates instead of writing the whole code. We can use the templates. and exception handling. The exception handling is the main concept that help to if you get the error messages, what kind of error message we can print out to the screen so user can understand that this type of error that are yeah, we are that we are seeing that this type of error and how user able to solve that error. Exception handling basically work to solve the errors, like it's work on the error. If we got some errors, the exception, if we use exception handling for the user can understand which type of error, so he can solve this error and run the code again. If you have any questions, you can write the questions in your comments. I will able to understand you. If I will understand your question, I will give you response. If you have any question, be free to ask your question in comment. I will give the answer to every question. Yeah, hey, please don't forget to comment your question. I will able to understand your question and I will give you a response on that particular question. The link of these slides and the DFC++ link will be provided to you in the description box. You can check it out from the description box and just click on the link and download your DevC++ and open your slide for the your preparation for your exams and assignments also. For you can freely use these slides for your assignments and your project also. Um, that's it. If you like my video, please subscribe and like and share to others so they can also get the benefits from this course. And if you like, please subscribe, comments. See you again. Allah Hafiz.